Pasha Paroh, thank you for tuning. We back. We back. We back. I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to realize you can't run. You can't run. Not only can you not run, but these 20 things that, all right, we got audio, most people want to run too, ain't gonna save you. Can't save you. So I promise you, you're gonna realize you can't run. I'm gonna prove to you why that is. And I'm gonna offer you something. You know, we always gotta have an offer. Shout out to the channel. We growing. YNet7. Welcome to the live. Most current viewership, we rocking with 21.4% female. They done made a strong comeback, fellas. They coming in. They in the building. They in the house. 78.6 male. So, ladies, bring your girl with you. Fellas, bring your woman with you. Grab your drink, grab your blunt, whatever it is for you. And let's chop it up. All right? We got 68 change subscribe. 31.8 subscribe. That's rising. I appreciate y'all. And we got 68.2% watching that's not subscribed. Want you to get with the subscribe people. Okay? That's what we need to do right now. We need to get y'all subscribed. Now, for me, I'm gonna tell you when I realized that you can't run. Right? You can't run. There was a town called Tiller, Oregon, on sale. 2017, maybe earlier. Here's the article. All right? There's plenty of articles about it. Now, for me, I was like, yo, if you ever had a thought about being super successful, it ain't even gotta have the word super in there. If you just ever had a thought of being successful, right? I know the Drake shit. I know the word success mean result. But if you wanted to get that result that you wanted to get, and then you thought, what would you do when you get there? Would you buy the $10 million house like 50 Cent? Would you go Drake on them? And what made me pivot, because I wasn't going to do nothing crazy, you know what I mean? I'll probably get like a $1 million house, because nowadays that's like a little condo. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of tech into it, a good bit of tech into it. You know, I want to make the music. You want to make your studio. You want to do this. So I wouldn't spend a lot on the actual home. Like I probably spend shit on making it off the grid, making it, you know, able to do the studio, the music, the whatever I want to produce. So I ain't got to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I can just broadcast to the world. Boom, 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 boom. Right? That would be me. But then I saw this go on sale. And I said, yo, well, instead of buying like let's say you went splurge and you bought a $5 million home. I'm going to get to it. Stay with me. It's a story. You could buy a whole town for 3.5 million, right? And here's what it was saying. It was 256 acres because, you know, Pasha, the other day you was talking about the people that bought 90 acres for their family and this, that. Yeah, because, you know, that's recent shit to them. I was looking at this type of shit for almost a decade ago, telling people this is what we need to do before it became popular and trendy. And that's not to say that people weren't doing it before. I mean, of course, there was four of us. You know what I'm saying? So, um, 256 acres. And my thought process was, if you take, it came with 6 residents and it had a post office on it. You didn't own the post office, but you own the land that the post office sat on. It had an old grocery store. Like, this is all rundown stuff, right? I'm gonna show you. I ain't gonna say it's all rundown, but compared to what you're thinking about when you think about your local city or whatnot, probably it's not. You know, it's not that, right? So when I did a little bit more research, I found that 256 acres, right? The average home plot for a home in the United States is a quarter acre. So what that meant was, if you wanted to maximize population, 256 acres, you could put like 1,000 homes on it, right? Okay, but you don't want to do that. You want to have road for streets. You want to have a school, because it came with a school for like an extra 300,000, because it was 3.6, but for extra 300 you got the school too. And then you know, you want to have a park, you know, stuff like that. We're starting off small. It's only 256 acres, but you want to have shit, right? So what I realized was, okay, what would it look like if we went and we got the excuse me, see, like, here's like the little market. Like I said, it's like that. You know, it's not Wild West air, but it's definitely not like, you know, Charlotte, right? You know what I'm saying? So the thing was, what would it look like if we got this, remodeled the whole 256 acres, put up new buildings, the way we wanted them structured, laid out on the map, roads, and then we could put in the modern technology. Like I wanted to do, even back in 2017, the technology was already existing, that there were solar panel roadways, right? I'm talking about where you could lay down a solar panel and ride cars and trucks over it, right? So with that being said, I was like, what would it look like if we got this 256 acres to start, with the intention to expand and grow? I kind of think no matter what city you in or think you in, at some point in time, it was probably 256 acres or less, or it was definitely a lot smaller than what it is today, and they grew it out. So 256 acres, you come in, you level everything, you rebuild brand new, you put in solar panel roadways, nobody has an electric bill, you put in free Wi-Fi like Philadelphia did, nobody has an internet bill. You do this, you do that, boom, 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 boom. You bring in the greatest minds like Eureka, and we rock out and we produce and we create a GDP and we become the new Atlantis. That was my goal. I didn't have the checkbook to support it at the time, but I was on it. I was gonna go get it, and I lost all motivation, because I'm not gonna say all motivation, but I'll tell you what made me say abandon ship on the project. When I was doing this research, right? When I was doing this research, hold on, let me figure this out here. I got some new controls. All right, that's what I need to do. And then this, okay, this is even more efficient now. And then this one. All right, yes, awesome. How'd that look on your side? Dope. All right, so I was diving into this. Here go the old photos up to the new photos. So when I was diving into this research and then thinking it through, like, okay, yeah, we get the solar panel roadways, this, that, and then I was like, okay, we got to defend this shit, because you can't keep what you can't protect, right? This is all Tiller, Oregon, coming through the days. So, you know, you start with your basic artillery. My dumb ass got to the point where I was researching how to purchase missiles, rocket, like not rocket launchers from the shoulder, but rockets, tanks, And when I was sitting there looking at Abrams tanks that you can buy right now without any special paperwork, that have the firing mechanism removed. And of course, I mean, if you had to, all of a sudden go to war or something, I'm sure somehow they would accidentally just be able to fire shells. So I just think having a tank, well, no matter how you got it, would be great to have a couple of them around if you own a city. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like that, right? So I was looking into how do you purchase these things. And when I got into that, it wasn't the fact that they were like millions of dollars. It was the fact that, you could get a jet, you can get a fighter jet. We can have our own fighter jets. It was the fact that I was really sitting here looking at having to defend a city in in America from the United States with missiles, fighter jets, tanks. And then that's when I realized, Pasha, you can't run. And it dawned on me that it doesn't matter how big my checkbook got, how many tanks I could buy, how many fighter jets I could get us. The problem is we're running from a mindset. We're trying to run from a consciousness, a cancer of the mind. And it's only a matter of time before normative social influence, brainwashing, and the spread of democracy has it winds up at your door, no matter where you're at on this continent, saying it wants in. And gaslighting you, saying there's something wrong with you if you don't let it in. So I was like, you can't run. You got to turn back and fight it. You got to do the buffalo thing where you don't run from the storm, you run towards the storm. Because that's the shortest way. That's the fastest way to get through it. Right? So yeah, I almost left y'all. But then I realized I had to come back for you. And whether you walk with me out of here or not, I came back for you. And as promised, we're going to get into why these 20 things won't save you. Hold on. Let me get back here. Hold on. Working these new controls. Give me a second. All right. So I want to go here, do this. Bam, bam, bam. And then, oh, that's what I got to do. All right. That. Okay. One second. There we go. Yeah, there you go, Pasha. There you go, Wideness 7. Look at us. Look at us. All right. Okay. So now, what I need now, shout out everybody that's watching right now. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. We're going to be doing some big things here as normal. You already know it, as you can see. Rightfully so. All right, so things people run to, okay? You hear people say, yo, man, I'm going to go run and get da-da-da-da-da, right? So I realize we can't run from the mindset. It's only a matter of time before it catches up with us. So whether you spend $3.5–4 million and buy a Tiller, Oregon, or hold on, lost visual. Whether you go and buy Tiller, Oregon, and all right, fuck it. Whether you go buy Tiller, Oregon, or whatnot, it's not gonna make a difference because you can't run from it. Can't run from the excuse me, that messed me. Oh, okay, it's a little demo. It's demo. All right. All right, you got me. So you can't run from the mindset, right? So with that being said, when you get a car, I'm gonna go run grab this car. It's from the feelings of what? Inadequacy? Is that what it is? For some people, while I fix this. Look at this shit. All right, figure this out, Posh. So there we go. That'll work. All right, that's how that. Oh, well maybe. So there we go. Bam! Back in the game, baby. Look at that. All right, so like I was saying before, the feds and the CIA trying to throw us off the track and distract me. Nah, we stop playing. All right, but you know it's getting good when shit start glitching on you and shit, right? So here we go. Let's get back to it. So when you buy a car, like those people that buy the car, right? Some of them are actually running from, the feeling of inadequacy, the I'm gonna get the $900 car payment because I to avoid feeling like I'm not successful enough, right? So the shocking stat is that people who live in neighborhoods with just 3 micrograms of nitrogen dioxide more per cubic meter had a stunning 39% higher risk of a depression diagnosis. And we thought it was the concrete jungle, right? So I got these weird statistics for you because I want to drive this home. Like, it's not gonna save us. Nothing that we're doing. We got to change our mindset, and to do that, we're gonna have to change the mindsets of the people around us somehow. And I'm not saying choke the shit out of them. I'm saying we got to encourage them to think differently, because that's gonna help us not have to Noah's Ark them, right? We don't want the Most High to flood the planet again to get rid of 40% of the people. Like, let's just coach them. Let's get our business coaches and our life coaches in alignment with what the destination is. So all you business coaches and life coaches, this is your mission. This is your Bible. Okay? Because this is going to prevent the Most High from needing to purge the planet, which means we all got to start over again and go back to having people wondering how the pyramids was built where Charlotte was, right? Okay, so the highlights of that is crazy. So basically, the more nitrogen dioxide per cubic meter, the more depressed people there are, right? So that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? We're breathing in these gases, these fumes and stuff. We go get the cars, we ride around, we pull up everywhere. Is it necessary? Maybe that's why they're trying to go electric, but then they're burning more fossil fuels. You can't run from that either, right? Everything we try to run from, you run into more problems. Like the designer handbag sector, right? You know what I mean? The chicks want a Birkin or they don't want you. If that's the chicks you like, then that's for you, right? But what are they running from? Is it, some of them say low self-esteem, the need for validation, just like a fancy car? Now, but Pasha, you had a Mercedes. Pasha wanted to go 130 miles an hour. I can do that in a Honda. I had a Honda when I was getting away from the police. You know what I'm saying? Dukes of Hazzard. So I just want to go fast. If it's got the right tune and it's the right price, my Mercedes was 17.3. I don't know what you got or what you paid for it, but my shit was only 17.3. I don't like spending on shit that ain't making nothing. So I know 17.3 for. If you told me that a couple of years ago, I might have said it was a lot too. But considering the payment 300 versus a 700, $800 payment, that's the difference I was looking at, and I can still until it blew until the piston problem, which I don't get. But that was, you know how I feel about that. It was sabotage. It was like, you ain't gonna come sue the international company and change the world with your Supreme Court visit. We're gonna shut you down, bang. So they told me I lost that one, but I won 80% of my shit. I'm gonna win some more too. Watch this. Mayweather. All right, so shocking stat on the luxury goods. We got any questions? Let me ask this shit early instead of late. So what's one thing that you recently bought that made you feel great in the moment, but later made you realize you were trying to escape from something deeper, right? What's one thing that you bought recently that made you feel great in the moment, but later made you realize you were trying to escape from something deeper? Share your story on Why That 7 Live. All right, let's talk about it. All right, back to it. So the shocking stat is that the business model, when it comes down to the shocking stat for, let me find my place here, luxury goods are in the hands of more consumers than ever, right? So with the sales of those goods topping 1.2 trillion, this was done in a report from Europe. So they said it's topping 1.2 trillion euro globally over the past decade. The massive consumption indicates a widespread need for validation and status, often driven by low self-esteem. What do you think about that? Is that why we're getting this stuff? Is that why we're buying it? Is that why I'm sitting here in a welder's jacket? Because I don't give a fuck. I remember when I used to have the Rockaware name brand all over me. I started that. I'll tell you why. Because I think some of this stuff is for the reasons that they say, but then there's another side. It's always, you can't be true without the consideration for the infinity, right? But I think we're all suffering from some sort of trauma that we're running to something, running from something. So something is tripping us up, each one of us. It's just a question of what it is. Until we respect that, we can't all heal because we're too busy tearing the other person down for some reason that's irrelevant, instead of building each other up so we can all get to a place where we can heal. Okay? But like for me, I was always big and tall. So when mother used to go to the shop and tell me I couldn't get the $30 shirt, I had to get the $8 and $8, $9, $10 one. I know dollars was different back then, but that $8, $9, $10 one, you throw that in the wash once, twice, it's a done deal. If you 300 pounds in 7th grade, you're not wearing that one no more, or else your belly hanging out. So you either go to school with your belly out, or you pull your sweatpants up, or you start selling weed at 14 so you can buy gear and sneakers. Right? I mean, it's that simple, right? So now, is that the reason though? Because for me, I needed those luxury brands because they were made out of the better materials and they were bigger cut size wise, so I could fit them better. That way I could buy a 3X instead of needing to buy a 5X. And then the 5X wouldn't shrink the first wash and become a 2X, and then I couldn't wear it no more. So that's why I had to get them. Now, I didn't have to get them, right? I could have done something else. I could have got 100 little $5 Chinese store t-shirts and just kept wearing them, which we did for a long period of time, right? So think about that. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Is it because of our self-esteem that we actually buy this? We know it affects some people, but how many of us? What about the rest of us? And which one are you, right? Let's talk about it. We got to heal. And in order for us to heal, we have to admit certain things, right? Hold on. Let me get my place here. What's next? What's next? Next is the smartphones, right? All right, so let me get that for you. Give me a second. Oh shit. Here we go. I got it together for you. I promise. I promise you that. Just stay with me. All right. So with the smartphone, right? They say, survey says, we're running from fear of being left out and or not keeping up with the latest trends, right? Of course, that's for some of us. I mean, because at what point don't you need another new phone? Like, I had the last iPhone I had was iPhone 4. And I got rid of that because I could feel I realized I could feel the phone signal coming in. I know that sounds crazy, right? But I used to catch myself doing this. I'd pick up my phone and be like, what I picked this up for? And now I put it down and it'd be like, it'd either be a text or it'd be a ring coming in. And after I was doing that for like so often, I realized, oh shit, I'm feeling the signal before it actually fucking hit the phone. That's why I can't stay around certain people. Like, I'm really in tune with energy, and they be thinking they doing something. They be thinking in their head that I don't know what their thoughts are, but I just be, sometimes I gotta play a fool, catch a fool, right? So the thing is, I realized that it was bothering me, and then what sold the deal for me was when the meme came out, or the little videos came out at the time, right about the same time where it dawned on me, because I was doing it for a while, and then I realized what happened. I kind of was like, damn, must be what's happening. I'm feeling the phone signal. Like, how's that possible, right? Like, can you feel the phone signal? But around that time was when those videos came out, when they were sitting, the group of like 4 or 5 people would be sitting there, and they would put their phones around like a bowl of popcorn or a couple of popcorn kernels on the table, and then they would call all the phones at the same time. Now, I don't know if this video was real, these videos were real or fake, because I wasn't there. But when those popcorn started popping off when the phones rang, I said, oh shit, that's what I'm feeling. And I got rid of my phone then. And I literally was like just operating on Facebook at the time. Like, if you wanted to get in touch with Pasha, you literally had to communicate through Facebook. I was phoneless on purpose. Then when I came to Charlotte, I was like, I came to do music. And then doing music, you need to be on social media. So the little Family Dollar flip phone that I got, kind of like as a burner, it wasn't adequate. And that's what kind of got me back into smartphones in general. But even then, I'm buying the $130 on sale special Samsung, Motorola, whatever, because all I needed was access to the apps for Facebook, Twitter. So I get it. If you a film producer, you can film a movie with the new iPhone. Like, I almost like dig that now. But outside of that, like, what do you need it for, right? So what do you think about that? I'm not knocking anybody's pockets or your hustles or what you want to buy. You buy what you want to buy. But psychologically, is that the case? Is the studies showing that the correlation between heavy social media use and depression, anxiety, loneliness, and suicidal true? Is that why people are investing so much in phones as an antidepressant? Or so they can look current and trendy? Or do they actually have purpose and business with the phone, with the technology? Do they need it for the operation and conduct of their business, how they're providing for their families, their future generations, whatnot? You let me know what you think in the comments. All right, let's go to the next one, right? Which is gonna be, what's gonna be, like I said, these 20 things ain't gonna save you. Gym membership, right? The gym membership ain't gonna save us. Shit, it might give you athlete's foot. It might give you cellulitis and edema. You might need some $270 cream to rub on your ankles because you took a shower at the public gym, right? But some say you're running from anxiety about body image or health related issues. That you're running from that. And then the shocking stat with that is that limited face-to-face social contact nearly doubles someone's risk for having depression. And while gym memberships are often pursued for health, they can also reflect deeper anxieties about body image and social isolation. So now think about it. These people go to work. A lot of them work in a cubicle. They go to the gym because they don't have the option to go play basketball or to go to the park and do whatever activities mimic in real life what they're producing in the gym, right? I mean, I think that's why we go to the gym, right? Because we want to exercise things that in our nature we're not exercising, instead of just changing our nature to exercise them. I'm a victim. I ain't gonna say victim. I'm fighting the same battle too, right? So how do we get our communities in a situation where we don't have to be tied to the clock or a job? I don't care if it's your own business or not, for 8, 10, 12, 16 hours a day. Because when people say, oh, you get older and that's when health problems come in, because, you know, I think that it's just we get older and we stop doing what we were doing when we were younger, like riding our bikes for 18 hours, going to the basketball court, shooting hoops till the sun went down, playing football at the bus stop before the school bus came. We were very, I mean, I don't know about y'all. We were very active. Like I was 300 pounds and will run you down. You might outrun me in what's a cross country race, but anything a little less than that, I will run you the fuck down. So we were active. So what happens? You get to this adulthood thing, they call it. They tell you gotta go get this job. They tell you got these responsibilities. They tell you you're a poor human being if you don't abide by what society say you should do. And that kind of guilt trips you and gaslights you into staying here, being in these toxic situations, and then having to pay dollar after dollar to remain in a toxic situation, to go back to the toxic situation to get another dollar, to come back to the toxicity to pay for it again. Instead of going and playing basketball, instead of riding your bike all day. And I'm not talking about the people that's like, oh, I went, to the trails, took my bike out this weekend, and now they're back at the office for 5-6 days. I'm talking about we used to do this shit every day, all day long. So let me know, what do y'all think? You know what I mean? Is it because I remember reading a scientific proof or something, and it said that this is Pasha, why you don't run nowhere? Because running is stupid. Look, I ain't ran from nothing in my life. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take an L, but I ain't running, motherfucker. But so the point of the matter is, the article said every 30 minutes that you run adds 30 minutes onto your life. And I was sitting there looking at the article, reading that shit like, me, dumbass, top 2%, 34 Wonderlic scores, stupid ass motherfucker. Was sitting there reading the article, talking about, wait a minute, let me do this math. If I run for 30 minutes, it adds 30 minutes onto my life. Now, where does those 30 minutes get added on to? To add on to something, you got to add it on to the end, to the end of the life, right? So that means if I run now today, today, how old are you today? Okay. If you run today, and let's just say you live to be 120, we're going to give you good life, healthy, 120. That means you're going to add 30 minutes on to 120, right? Like, I think I might want to just use my 30 minutes down. You know what I mean? Because 120 ain't promised to none of us, but even if we all were promised it, I think I might enjoy 30 minutes now more than at 120. So what does running get me? If it only gonna give me every minute I put in, I get a minute added at the end. Let me take my minutes now. You know what I mean? Let me take my minutes now. So I used to laugh at myself about that one. Um, I thought it was fun, but look it up. So vacation is the next one, right? Vacation. All right, let me get the vacation photo up here. Where's the vacation photo? Bop, 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 bop. No, no, no. Hold on, let me find it. Was this it? Was that the vacation one? Nah, this was it. You can't. Yeah, this one was the one I was using for vacation. All right. So at the vacation, right? You're running from. This is what they say. This is what statistics say. Survey says we're playing Family Feud tonight on this month. So they say that you're running from. Hold on. Let me get active on here. Let me get some action. I got new toys to play with here. Playing with these buttons. So what it says we're running from is the stress from work and or personal responsibilities, which kind of like goes into what I was just saying about, you're not riding your bike, you're not outside, because they talk about, the power of vacation, going, putting your feet in the sand and the toes of the beach, and having the water and the sun bake you and the vitamin D experience, and you charge up with all the energy. You come back feeling so refreshed and plentiful, and then you go get drained the fuck out again at the job for 6 months. Until you feel like you have no choice but to do it again. And when you run out of PTO days, you start looking at, can you use your sick days, because you trying to get the fuck out. Now, how we gonna change this for our society? That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, I got ideas, right? But I don't want to just tell you what we gonna do. I want you to know that you know what we need to do. Because then you'll walk with me instead of being like, I don't know why we here with this motherfucker. As soon as I get an opportunity to dip off, man, we're going to dip off. We're going to go smoke a blunt and we're going to eat this cheeseburger, right? Because that's what's going to happen. So I need you to be with me and agree on a destination, because then we'll arrive together, okay? But what they're saying is, survey says, now watch this connection. We started off with the car. So the average yearly cost of owning a car is between $6,957 and $11,039. And I'll tell you what, when they sent me that, when they sabotaged my shit during that court case, and I was like, yo, y'all can take that motherfucker. I don't even want it no more. And I was living life, shortly after that without my E350 coupe, my baby Bentley. What I realized is that you save a lot of money, a lot of currency not having a whip. You know what I mean? You go into town to go see something, blah, 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 whatever. And, parking is $20 for a day. You got to put $70 in the tank. Car washes are $20 every 5 days, 3 days if you get, like whatever, Some people out there ain't got a haircut because they car wash. I just never cared about the haircuts. And then I stopped caring about car washes because that damn Mercedes happened to be a red paint job. And those years of red paint, they had a lawsuit out on the paint because the paint clear coat peeled off, and then it would expose the paint and the paint would flake off eventually. So Mercedes had a class action lawsuit against them. And if you brought your car in time, they would go ahead and swap out the paint job for you. Or if it was after a certain period of time, they would give you a certain percentage reimbursement, or they give you 100% reimbursement. If it was after a certain period of time, they give you a certain percentage, but you had to pay for it all up front, and then they would send you the check type shit. And I was like, I've never been one to care about paint myself. I'm more interested in is the motor fly. If the motor fly, I don't care. Like when I had my BMW 740 IL, whatever it was, man, that thing had 3 full colors on there. I had I had like a late model 19-inch BMW wheels on it. And then when I got a tire blue, I put the spare on there. It was the original spoke tire from the 97 or whatever it was. So I was looking at that joint. I was like, yo, this is kind of dope. I had an issue with it one time, and because when I got, it was the first car I got in Charlotte, because I came here with basically I had a Sebring convertible, long story short, and then let that go when I got here, because the reason I got down here is because somebody said, yeah, you can do this work here with the landlord, and then that wasn't the case. They lied. So I came down and didn't have any immediate source of funds. So I just let that shit go. Like, I don't be stressing about shit. I let shit go. I get it back when it's time. So what I did was I picked up like a few months, like 2-3 months later, I picked up this 740 IL, 750 IL, I forget. It was like a 97, 98, 99, something like that, long body square box. And it had like 290 something thousand miles on there. But I tell you, that motherfucker took me to back and forth to Delaware to court, because I had to go back and forth to court when I first came down here. Like, I had 2 court dates, and then I got arrested out front of the courthouse on one of them. So I got a disorderly conduct because I wouldn't move. They asked me to stand over here, and I was like, no, you can't tell me where to stand. That type of bullshit. I'm good right here. And then they arrested me, and I had to go back for a disorderly conduct. So that was another case. But anyway, and then I had one before I left. So that motherfucker took me back and forth to Delaware 3-4 times. Took me all around the place, all around the world. I've been around, right? So it took me everywhere. And then one day I pulled out on the street and went to hit the gas. That shit said, right? And I be laughing because I always take care of my stuff, man, to the best of my ability, right? But this moment, what happened was, it'd be these what they said, they had the fan regulators, something on there failed. So then the fan blade, and it's a known issue that happens like at failure point, that one thing I missed. Like, I normally do a lot of research and know when things are supposed to be at their failure points, but this one I missed. And what happened was, this thing, it fails, and when it fails on that particular model of car, the fan blade starts to turn at an uncontrollable rate, right? So the motherfucking fan blade starts spinning uncontrollably fast to the point where it just disintegrates. So I pulled out on the street and hit the gas, and then whatever failed, and then that motherfucking fan blade started spinning so fast it disintegrated, and literally, like it ripped through the hood. Like, I had holes coming out the hood, like 2-3 holes where the blade punctured from the hood and came shooting out. And it took me about $2,200 to fix everything, because it basically took out everything from the engine block forward was damaged or something. And then, so I spent $22, and the radiator block was cracked. So I spent $2,200, got it all fixed. And by this time, the paint looking crazy on the hood, the side bodies look like that's a different color. I got holes in the hood, and then I caught the flat. So I got 3 big boy rims on there from BMW, and then the one wire spoke wheel in the front. And I was sitting there looking at this motherfucker one day, like, you know what? I kind of like it. It's got the little patina effect going on now. You know what I mean? It's what they call like the rat rod. It was getting that rat rod feel to it. I was like, man, I kind of like this. I'm digging this shit. I'm gonna leave it just like this. And even though I could change the tire, go put the rim back on, I was like, I kind of like this flow. I'm gonna rock it like this for a minute. And that's how I rocked it for a while. And that car, I had that car all the way up until I got my the CLK drop top 320. But anyway, all right. So the vacations. Right, I got stories. I don't live a lot of lives. You know what I mean? That's why I don't be sweating shit. When you done lived, you don't be pressed for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some real shit now. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm done all the other shit over and over again, different levels. So what they're saying is, we run for vacations. Excuse me. The car cost us, on average, $6,957 all the way up to $11,039 a year. So part of the financial burden, ironically, here's the shocking fact, that's got us dying to go on vacation, got us stressed out going to the gym, all this other shit, got you at the job that you at so that you can make what you're making so that you can pay $11,000 on a car a year. And what if your household got 2 of them, 3 of them? Oh man, right? So the financial burden can add to the stress that people are trying to escape from through vacations. And then they say this is highlighting the cyclical nature of the stress and the financial strain. And I can relate to that because once I got rid of the car, as much as I was like, I need a car, I'm gonna go get another car. And the longer I went without the car, like the more I realized I don't need one, especially when I was working from home, remote at the time. I was like, I don't need the car. Matter of fact, that car, I only put 5,000 miles on it in 2 years. Like that's how little I used it. What am I doing? So that was all ability for me to switch and invest into other things. So people hate on you because all of a sudden you pop up with this or that, and they're like, oh man, we think you. No, I just cut the shit out of my life that I didn't need. And all of a sudden I realized I can get what I wanted. I can go make music myself because I stopped hanging on to some shit that, what did it do for me? I did like going 120 miles an hour with the top down or the roof open on the, but other than that, what did it do? Right? Think about what you got in your life. If you ask yourself, what's your purpose in life? What is it that you really, 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 really want to do? And then look at all the stuff you hanging on to. Go look at your closet. Look around your home. Look at all the stuff you got in your possession. How much of the stuff that you hanging on to, that you paying for inventory to house, inventory expenses, how much of it is actually on a daily basis contributing to the success of your mission in life? On a daily basis, not like, oh, once a month I go take the, no. On a daily basis, how much? Boy Scout only matters what you can carry on your back. On a daily basis, how much of the stuff that you got is contributing to that goal that you keep pushing back and forth in your life, that life purpose that you work on 1 week and let go for 6 months, that thing that you say you really want to do in life. When you look around, all the stuff you hanging on to, how much of it actually contributes to you reaching that goal on a daily basis? It gives you life in that direction. How much of the stuff you got? Then if you got rid of all of that stuff, what would you be left with that wasn't serving you on a daily basis? Because I'm to the point where I realize, yo, if you can get to making like 20,000, 25,000 a month, I don't need a closet. We'd be back like we on the block again, buying them $5 t-shirts from the Chinese store, a pair of jeans, and then wear them a few days and just throw them away. We'll buy something else. I don't need the designer shit. Give me a $5 tee, $10 shirt, $20, $30 pair of jeans. I might spend $400 a month on clothes. Underwear, pack of underwear here and there, get you some socks, and just throw them away after every day or two. You know how we used to do, fellas. You can go 2 days, you be good. Wipe your ass. So what we need a closet for once we get to a certain level? Nah, man, we need all that shit because we scared that we don't got enough coming in to stay fresh. We want to wash the shit and pretend that it's fresh. Or we think we big time, we're going to send it to the cleaners and then call it fresh when we put it on and go to the cleaner. It ain't fresh, you had that 6 months. People that know me from Simon's Gardens, Newcastle, Delaware, they know. I come back from the mall, I go buy what I wear every day that day. I wake up every day, go buy what I was gonna wear that day. I might wear it once or twice, and a lot of my stuff I'm taking off and I'm giving it to somebody in the community, saying, "Here, man, rock that." I've been lived that life already. I know what it feels like. And I'm talking about $100 shirts, $50 shirts, $70 shirts. But now I'm like, shit. When we were young boys, we'd be at the China King. We get the $5 t-shirt, white or black. We put that shit on. We go up and down Cash Ave on our bikes. We go to the park. We play. We rip that motherfucker. We ain't give a fuck. We whatever. I'm gonna get back to that, because when I study the billionaires, I realized, oh shit, these motherfuckers wearing the same shit every day too. Because when you start focusing and locking in on your purpose in life, that dumb shit don't matter, man. What the fucking matter what I got on? You need a logo? I'm the one that can do the logos. You think what I got on gonna change how your logo come out? You go ask the people that worked at Discover Financial from the year 2000 to 2006. You go ask them about Byron Brown. Byron Brown came in, that motherfucker won every contest off the block. They were mad as shit. They couldn't win nothing. I won everything. I'd be on vacation. They start a contest. 2 days left. I come in and still win the contest. Oh, we weren't even going to tell you about this one. We were trying to get... They came to me and said, Pasha, we need you to stop excelling because you're making the other people feel like they can't achieve regular goal. I'm not bragging, but this is what happened. This is what made me realize certain things in life, because it was a business casual environment. The dress code was business casual. You're supposed to come in there with your button down. You're supposed to come in there with your dress pants on, like you going to church. This is why I didn't play sports for school. No, I'm not that dude. I'm coming in a pair. I'll go to the mall. I get me my G Unit t-shirt. I'm spending $50, get a Jeffrey Garcia tie. I got it wrapped around my head, hanging down the side like a bandana. I got a little jean on. I got some little fat form shoes or whatever that's got the horsehair on there that they used to make the weaves. I come to work. I get up. The chicks is rubbing my shoes, talking about what is that? And I'm like, yeah, that's and it's horsehair. I'm like, okay, thank you. But what it was I was doing numbers like 1,069% goal a month. So I sit down. One day they came over and said, hey, Pasha. Well, they didn't call me Pasha. They called me Byron. So, by my juridical name, my juridical person. They said, we noticed that you're not, people have been pointing out that you're not coming to work dressed business casual. So I was like, they're like, oh, what you doing? I was like, I'm packing up my stuff. You're going to send me home, right? I was like, them great. Had me a little early dismissal of this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, no. Hold on. Stay right there. Now, you used to have to do these little things, or not, like something in particular, but anytime you did something great, accomplished something, made a great achievement or something, in the eyes of the workplace, they give you this thing called a little casual day sticker. And you could come, like every now and then they have casual Fridays. But if you had a casual day sticker, you could put that sticker on any day you want to and come in casual. When I say they came back with a whole roll, I mean a whole brand new roll of casual day stickers. I said, here, just put this in the drawer, your drawer. If anybody ever asks you anything, just pull out a sticker. What I learned at the moment was, if you the specialist, it don't matter what you look like. When you the specialist, it don't matter what you look like. And you prove this to yourself. They tell the kids, Stop sagging. What we call it back in the day, sagging your pants. Pull your pants up. Stop sagging. Got you. Now we ain't walk around with our whole like ass showing. We at least had our underwear pulled up, whether it was boxers, briefs, whatever you had on. But when the plumber come over to your house and got his bent over and his whole moon showing, you know what I mean? They over there telling the wifey, look, baby, it'll just be he only gonna be another hour or two, and then he'll be gone. Just don't look that direction. Everything will be all right. You ain't telling him pull his pants up. Why? Because he's a specialist fixing your pipes, so your water don't bust you in the face when you turn it on and flood out your house and short circuit your PlayStation 5. Right? So you gonna watch that ass crack for a minute, but then you out here telling the kids it's a problem because they got their gun on their hip and you don't know it. They're making their pants heavy because they scared to walk the streets. So you giving them trouble and you don't even know why, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's hypocritical. So what I learned is nobody cared that your fingernails dirty when you the mechanic under the hood of their car changing those spark plugs. Right? So stop coming at me about this bullshit about what it looked like or what you think I got on. We gonna wear these $5 shirts. We gonna get these $5 million. We gonna put the $4 million together. We gonna keep $1 million each. We gonna go buy a bunch of fucking tiller organs. Or are we? What we gonna do? All right. You get the idea. Whew. Let me get back on track here. See, y'all made me lose track. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. All right, so after vacationing was binge watching a TV series. So tell me how y'all feel about that. For the people that just joined, let's see here. Here's the question. What's one thing that you've bought recently that made you feel great in the moment, but later made you realize you were trying to escape from something deeper? Share your story. Let's heal together. It's 11:11. Let's shake the trauma. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get back to it. We get this. What are we looking at? We're looking at binge watching. Let me get that up here. See, I got that. Who's the number one rated show? Why that's 7? Show enough. Who's the meanest podcast that ain't a podcast knowledge channel that they say don't know shit on the net? Why that's 7? It's like, show up. All right, hold on. Here we go. Here's binge watching for you. All right, so let me get back to my notes. Got a lot of that going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves. So binge watching. Now, what they're saying about binge watching is that survey says that they're running from loneliness or discomfort of facing real life problems, which is similar to the cell phone and social media thing, right? So this is why they get their favorite shows and they get to interact and immerse themselves with the characters and blah, 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 all that good stuff. So the constant stream of notifications and updates from the smartphones and about the TV shows, and they're watching, they're talking to people at work, and they're on their, social media talking about, did you see this? Did you see what happened there? Did you see the game last night? Bronny he ain't a professional. He is a professional. He dunked on so-and-so. He just dropped 13, whatever. The constant stream of notifications and updates from the smartphones can create a sense of urgency and a fear of missing out, leading to increased anxiety and stress. So you get the FOMO, the fear of missing out. So now you got to binge watch so you can stay connected, or so that you can, whatever that feeling is, that you got connection with it, so that you can satisfy that urge. Now, I do this once in a blue moon. I'll tell you what I binge watch. Black Mirror, like all the seasons, because for me, I don't watch TV. So what normally happens with me, let me know how it works with y'all, is I might be with a shorty, and then she might be like talking about these shows she like, and then you know how that go. They want you to watch a show with them, and so If I got downtime in my mind where I'm with them to begin with, I'm like, all right, depending on what the show is, I'll watch it because I'm looking for knowledge and wisdom. So certain things that I try to keep a certain level of people around me, so they're not just bringing bullshit to me, but they bring me shit. The Most High send them with shit that is going to serve me a purpose in watching. So it's almost like college. It's almost like a college course. So Black Mirror was like that for me. Like I watched Black Mirror because, well, anybody that watched Black Mirror and know who we are here at YNet7, and you know why we enjoyed Black Mirror. I don't gotta explain it to you. Mr. Robot, and the Umbrella Academy is like really the only things that I've been binge watched in the last 10 years. Literally. And then you figure that's like a weekend, right? Each. So 3 weekends out of the last 10 years, maybe 4 or 5 weekends out of the last 10 years if it bled over. I binge watch. So I'm saying when I give you this list, don't think I'm giving you the list like I'm saying to you on each one in case you missed it from the beginning. Some of them are absolutely what these people are saying for certain people, but there's other reasons why people do the same thing too. But we all got trauma that we're trying to run from, heal from, whatever. And some of this, but none of it's going to save us, right? That's the crazy part. These 20 things aren't going to save you. So the binge watching can be a way to lead to escape the feelings, but it often exaggerates the loneliness and real life issues because now you locked in all weekend instead of going out in society, interacting and meeting new friends or family if you want to be with your family. But for us Virgos, that's hermit mode. That's our hermit mode is our Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? Like hermit mode is our great adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like we be in hermit mode. You gotta actually pay us to come out of hermit mode. Like we don't come outside unless like what are we coming out? We on a mission. We on a mission from God. If we come outside, we are on a mission from God, and that's what it is. Or either it's that simple. Like Virgo, okay, Virgo Nation, let's go. The next one is fast food, right? What's your favorite fast food? So with fast food, it says we're running from, right, the emotional eating to cope with the sadness or stress. So our lives are depressing, whether you want to admit it or not. It doesn't matter how much fiat currency you think you got. It don't matter how many Mercedes you got in the garage. It don't matter how many square feet your house is. You still ain't happy about something, right? The non-disciplined people, myself included, because I've been like a refrigerator my whole life. And we got to tune that up because a lot of us, we're eating for comfort, not for substance, right? We're eating for convenience. And convenience also means that you only had $8 left after your paycheck, after you paid your bills. So you had to do the Roman noodles and the 2 cheese sticks for $1.50, and maybe you got a little beef jerky to put in there, and you thought you were Snoop Dogg, right? So maybe that's part of it too. But then this is what I'm saying. I don't blame the people. I blame society, and the fact that society says that that's cool, that situation even exists for our people, means that there's a sickness in our society that we don't care that everybody should be equal. This is why you hear me saying we can't have, when you talk about Pasha, how you active, we can't have equality when it comes to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in a fiat currency based society. It can't be. So all y'all people out there talking about the Constitution need to read the first section. Because what I want you to, what I'm getting at here is we come to the halfway point, and I this is some heavy shit. We had an hour, we locked in. As we come to the halfway point of the list, I want you to realize you can't run. And once you realize you can't run, you're gonna realize you gotta turn and fight. It ain't no let me run in the house and make $2,000 more than the neighbor so I can feel better. You ain't gonna feel better about shit. What's fucking up the neighbor is fucking you up too. You just trying to hide it through whatever's on this list. You just trying to be the frog in the boiling pot and pretend it don't exist until it kill you. So the shocking stat with the fast food is that motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for Americans between age 5 and 34. This statistic underscores the broader health impacts of lifestyle choices, which include diet, which can be influenced by emotional eating and stress. Now, somebody between 5 and 34 died in a crash. The local McDonald's revenue goes up 18%. The community bought 25% more Big Macs because Ray Ray died last week. Because they're trying to cope with their stress and sadness, they turn to emotional eating. And McDonald's said, yo, we in the hood where this type of shit happens every day. So we're going to raise the price of the Big Mac to $15. Box of fries, $9.99. Even at Applebee's, you can get the 2 for $20. I think I told you I don't come outside that much. All right. So next, new clothes. If you're making a list in your book, the next is new clothes. I should get y'all some workbooks. I should make y'all some workbooks. Let me know in the chat. If I make some workbooks, is that something you guys would pick up from me for a few bucks? Make it digital. Let me know what y'all think. You know I'll give you the right shit. All right. Let me see here. So new clothes. Which one was that? Which one was that was this one. So with the new clothes, the Emperor's new clothes, they actually say in the survey, it's running from feelings of boredom or dissatisfaction with life itself. Like, just cut to the chase, right? The shocking stat is after using a luxury product, women exhibited more selfish behaviors. So after you get them the Birkin bag, now you know why they become a BI. Who you calling up? B-U-N-I-T-Y, right? It says here that after using a luxury product, the women exhibited more selfish behaviors. So now you're, Trick Daddy went and bought the bag, and now you wonder why she don't answer the phone. But this is why she rocks with you, because I don't buy the bag. So that's why we do what we do, and then she call you. I'm good. Like, I gotta go make this $1 billion. You gonna buy a bag. You gonna give her your car for 6 months. You call you gonna be calling her asking, can you use your own car? She going to the grocery store, get what she gonna cook me in your car. But see, that's how the community works for each other, man. All right, so don't be mad. Ain't no hate in the game. I'm just trying to put you up on game. But here's the science behind it. After using a luxury product, women exhibit more selfish behaviors. See, my dick luxury. That's why she be selfish about Pasha. Anyway, this suggests that purchasing new clothes, often seen as a luxury, can lead to negative behavioral changes, reflecting deeper dissatisfaction with life. Y'all don't know the science behind what y'all doing. That's what Why Net 7 is giving you, because that's why it's called Why Net 7. The questions answered here is going to be why. It's going to help you net 7 figures eventually. Now, next is home renovation. Oh man, how many of y'all got y'all kitchens done in the last 2 years? How many of y'all was sitting there thinking y'all had some bread to blow during the lockdown, and went and did a home remodel and then caught COVID from the subcontractor? Stop. so they remodel. The remodel was incomplete. It was delayed by 4 months. Now she got half of a luxury expense. So she half a BU. We call it a B. Nah, sorry. All right, so you got all kinds of drama going on. All right, home renovation. They say the survey says that's running from unhappiness with personal relationships and or simply a desire for change, which is what people do when they have unhappiness with relationships. So, shocking stat is increases of just 5 micrograms per cubic meter of vehicle emission were associated with an 18% spike in common mental health problems. So when you wondering why your ladies acting a little crazy, women, might be why your fellas want to keep you home, out of the city, where it's all congested, because you go breathing that air, and then you have an 18% chance to spike of mental health problems. This is why they like, why you sitting in your car running in the garage? Because you come back inside and you start acting all weird. When you're trying to hide the bags from what you did your last shopping, you waiting for the right moment. So now you got your luxury goods, you already act a little crazy, then you sitting in the car waiting for the right moment, breathing in the exhaust, and now you got an 18% spike of mental health issue on top of that. You doubling down on the wrong shit. The highlights are how the environmental factors, like those prompting home renovations, can impact mental health and personal relationships, right? So moving on, going a little faster here. Gadget and technology, right? So running from the fear of being outdated or irrelevant. Again, just like the cell phones in a fast-paced world. Shocking stat there is the business model for social media platforms, which involve collecting and selling user data for targeted advertising, further creates this as an issue, like anxiety and stress. The fear of being outdated drives the constant need for new upgrades in tech, which you already know that's just stress, aggravation, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, all that good stuff, simply because they're bombarding you with keeping up with the Joneses if you're not mentally ready for it, right? So how about cosmetic procedures, right? BBL Drizzy, right? What about that? So with the cosmetic procedures, it says it's running from the aging fears or societal pressures to look a certain way. You know, like the dude Kardashian had to become a woman Kardashian so he could be a Kardashian. Right? The pressure got to him. Recognizing the potential harm for excess screen time, harm of excessive screen time on mental health, particularly in adolescence, Dr. Ryan Salton and the Mental Health Informatics Lab have been strong advocates for implementing universal guidelines around screen time for youth. This reflects societal pressures that also drive the demand for cosmetic procedures. So how now you have to think about how is what your sons and daughters interacting with going to affect them long term to have them seeking cosmetic procedures. And strategically, you got to realize health care and health related billings, let's say invoicings, expenditures make up 17% of national, over 17% of national gross domestic product the last time I checked. So you could round it up to 20% of what your United States produce as a product is health care related shit. Whether it's ER visits, Band-Aids, IV drops. So if the US is making 20% of its gross domestic product, means that you have to be sick for them to profit, then the only way, or not the only way, an easy way to make more profit is to make you sicker. And or that means you could be mentally, let me not say it like that. Let me say it like a cosmetic procedure would be a healthcare expense. So if all of a sudden half the population needed a $50,000 body job, then healthcare might go to 25% of the national GDP. Or it would boost the national GDP by that much per the population demand. Alcohol and partying got you running from anxiety and depression, of the pressure of daily life, all the stuff we've talked about, all the stuff we're going to finish out talking about here when we close out. The shocking stat is that 17.3 million US adults have a clinical history of depression. Now you see why I'm advocating for Fire for Echo in conjunction with the fire, adding millions more to that number. So this high prevalence of depression underscores the extent to which people may turn to alcohol or partying for health issues. Right? And here you are on a beach. Remember those days? Right? And the next one is collecting items, right? So dig this. Like stamps, toys. You know, you see the people on TV and they got like 700 video games, 13, 15 consoles. They got 10,000 pair of sneakers, whatever it is for them that they're collecting, right? Trying to collect these, or they're collecting dollars, right? And they got 140 million in the bank. They got $2 billion in the bank. They're collecting items, stamps, toys, right? What they're running from is the nostalgia for childhood or unfulfilled dreams, survey says. The shocking stat is that the auto-oriented development pattern where everyone drives from store to store isn't favorable to specialty businesses. This can limit opportunities for fulfilling hobbies and dreams, driving people to collect items as a form of escapism. Like, let's turn that back around to the question I asked you earlier. When you look at all of the collection of items that you have in your possession, what does it say that you're trying to escape from? How many of those items are helping you with what your actual goal in life is? You know, how many of them is serving some escape artist purpose, right? All right, we got social media fame. That's kind of self-explanatory. We don't gotta really cut into that one too much. I know you guys have seen a ton of information on that one. Pets, ironically, pets. That's why she calling you her pet. You're calling her your pet. Pets, right? Got you running from loneliness and the need for companionship without facing deeper emotional connections. The shocking stat I attached with this one is depression was often predictive of risky driving, which included behaviors such as speeding, running amber, yellow lights, and running stop signs. Like, you just don't care anymore. You're just like, it's like standing on the edge of a building, but you ain't got to worry about jumping. Like, you just rolling the dice, I guess. See, we ran lights because it didn't matter anymore. Like, once you realize I'm a traveler. I'm not a driver. So none of the National Highway Traffic Safety Act applies to me. You know what I mean? But you're responsible for your actions. So if you hit somebody, so make sure you know what you're doing, right? So this reflects how loneliness and mental health issues can manifest in various risky behaviors, including the need for pet companionship. So that's that saying of like, when you ain't got nothing to lose, it's easy for you just to crash out. So be careful about who you put in positions where they ain't got nothing to lose. Make sure you give the wrong people the right thing to lose. If not, I mean, if you put them in a position where they ain't got nothing to lose, trust me, I know firsthand, everybody gonna get it. Everybody gonna get it. That's why they push them people, all those people. I really wish that we could get like a real investigative report, like a real detective, what they call them, investigator people, private eye, to go into those people that did the mass shootings. And I'm not talking about the ones that the government hired to go out there and put on the act. I'm talking about the ones that, if there are any ones that are, you know what I mean? But, go investigate them. What happened? You know what I mean? You just didn't go to school with an AR-15 and pick random people to shoot. Like, what were they doing to you at school? What were they doing to you at that job that made you go to work with your 9mm and 4 magazines? What made you so mad at the Charlotte bus driver that you opened fired, and then the Charlotte bus driver shot back? See, when you investigate how we got there, what we realize is that it's a bigger issue going on. There's real problems that we could solve, but they just want to talk about the symptoms. And this is what I hang on to the Jay-Z quote, whether he was talking about this or not. Y'all respect the one who got shot. I respect the shooter. Because see, when it makes the news and they're on there like, oh, 12 shot, 4 killed, 13 injured. Y'all like, oh my God, those poor people. But they didn't tell you what those poor people, quote unquote, were doing to this motherfucker for the last 2, 3, 4 years. That he finally said, I ain't got nothing to lose. And came in there and aired the bitch out. But y'all didn't ask those questions. Y'all just wanted to be on that emotional adrenaline rush of, oh, those poor people. I feel that's so tragic. No, that was a response to something. The average I'm not saying there ain't people out there, but the average motherfucker just don't wake up one day. But you know what you're gonna do? Let's go just let's just go shoot 45 people. Like something happened to them. And either they could get to who caused it, or they got as close as they could to make the statement to who caused it. So the next time y'all see these issues, remember that Jay-Z quote. Y'all respect the one who got shot. I respect the shooter. Then we got the bigger house next. Feelings from failure or inadequacy. And they be trying hard, man. They be like, nah, I ain't gonna. And they just keep poking the bear. I had to go back to it. They just keep fucking with him. Oh, man, keep fucking with him. Yeah, ha, 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 keep laughing. Okay. Okay. That's what Osama bin Laden said. He said, okay. Okay. I'm gonna go get this money. I'll be back. You got that one? Because it's 400 of y'all. And it's just me right now. Right? I'm gonna get y'all an award show. I'm gonna get y'all like, I know this happened to be the name. I'm gonna get y'all like a Queen City award show. Let all y'all be there at the same time. Like, so they say, get them all there at the same time. Yeah, go ahead to the award show. Go ahead to the Grammys. Right? That's what they're gonna say. And you're gonna be like, what does that mean? 50 Cent? I'm like, no, go ahead. I ain't going to the Grammys and shit. Y'all go ahead, rock out, have a good time. Yeah. So the bigger house, the feelings of failure or inadequacy in personal or professional life, right? The shocking stat is living in a car-dependent environment places a financial burden on the individuals that live, work, and go about their daily lives there. You remember this from gentrification, and then the sprawling suburbs, and then the problem that they had with the growing suburbs causing this issue, because we just talked about having a car makes you spend $6,000 to $11,000 more dollars. So now not only did you spend more to buy the house in the suburbs or less, but you got this added expense that now most people are going to need to have a car or two. So you might have thought you got a good deal on a home, but you just basically force yourself to add $22,000 more dollars a year in auto expenses just because you wanted to live in quote unquote a less populated area, while being financially dependent upon the system, the finance, the source, the circulation, the core of a metropolis or metropolitan area. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you wanted to move out there, but you still had to commute to work. Now, if you moved out there, like me, I was remote, so I didn't have to go into an office. I worked from home. That's part of why I kind of got tuned for that. Everything in your life prepares you for the next step. So when I got forced into being blackballed from corporate America, I was already in the mindset of working everything remotely through a desk, I could work from anywhere. I could be in India right now. And now, I'm trying to perfect that life. So dope shit. Like I said, you get to 25,000 a month coming through, you don't need a closet. That's how I see it. Right? So, all right, where we got? Moving on. The financial strain can contribute to the feelings of inadequacy, driving a desire for a bigger house. All right, we got 3 more left hanging there. So the gaming, right? Gaming. All right, all you 2K people. I remember I used to play the video games. I mean, I played Grand Theft Auto and I played Madden. And on a computer, until it came out on PlayStation, I used to play I had every version of Civilization. That's why I'm like general minded. I'd be moving military troops and deciding where cities should be next to resources and building roads and trade routes and interacting with, I've been I've been doing that all since Civilization 1 when I was like 10, I don't know, 10 years old. So let's see here. Video games. Now, it got to a point in our life where we play Madden, but we betting on the games. $5, 10, 15, $20, something. The most I won in one night was $275. Like, we were paying rent with Madden back in the day before, online portal, whatever it's called, PlayStation Network. You know what I'm saying? We playing cash. All right. So we were looking at it as a skilled thing before I guess it started to become a thing like that where you had little tournaments and stuff, but we were playing for cash money. So like that's why we were trying to get good, because we going to make rent. We going to make an extra $200 today, right? We going to make what you make at a job. I'm gonna make playing PlayStation tonight, drinking Belvedere. You know what I'm saying? So I can relate to this. Survey says the gaming is from stress or dissatisfaction with reality, seeking escape. And you know what? That's one thing I can tell you is true as fuck, because the main reason, like, I didn't watch sports. You go ask people back in the day, they tell you, Pasha used to tell them he would rather play the video game than to watch it on TV because he could control it himself and wouldn't have to get mad when they do dumb shit. That, like, why would you do that? I can call the plays, make the people move where I want to be, and enjoy the game. Like, even if I'm watching it as if I'm not playing it, I can enjoy the game better than the live game real on TV because I was the one manipulating it. So you could say that was dissatisfaction with reality. Like, fuck the NFL, I'm gonna play Madden. Fuck the NBA, we're gonna play 2K. So then y'all found out it was wrestling later on and scripted. I was trying to tell y'all. But anyway, the shocking stat is that the constant stream of notifications here we go, on the smartphones, the same thing with the binge watching the TV shows, give you the fear of missing out. You're going to go to work and feel like you didn't know the score, or you didn't have the latest game, or you're not up on this latest move, or you can't, when you play Tommy after work, because you don't know where he work at, then he seems to always kick your ass because apparently he's much better at the game than you are. So how did he get so much time with the game? You don't know. But gaming often serves as an escape from these stressors, but can also cause them, right? All right, because now you got to lock in when a new game come out. You got to shut off society. If you have friends, you're going to be MIA on them for like 2 months, because now you got to lock in on a new game. You got to develop the new skills. You got to get the new VC coins, and or you're going to get laughed at because you went and bought the shark card and put $100 on it so that you can buy, digital t-shirts. All right, so here we go. Two more. This is fun, man. I'm having a good time with y'all. I appreciate this. We got new buttons and stuff. I hope you're enjoying the presentation. So, new relationships. Dun 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 dun. So, the fear of commitment or abandonment from previous relationships. Now, the same stat from earlier, this is going to tie into that limited face-to-face social contact, nearly double someone's risk of having depression. That one. So this can drive the pursuit of new relationships as a way to combat the loneliness and fear of abandonment, or you're going to get a puppy. The luxury experiences, we'll just say you want to break away from the moon. This is the next one, number 19. The mundane routine or lack of excitement in daily life. The shocking stat is that luxury goods, that 1.2 trillion, and then when you get them and spend it, right, what do they say you do? So this reflects a widespread desire to escape mundane routines through luxury experiences. But then what happens afterwards? Mm-hmm. What happens afterwards is number 20. Now, both sides, the dude, because remember, they're going to the behavior changes after the luxury use, right? So then everybody's working on number 20, which is self-help books. You're either reading them, you're writing them. Pasha doing why that 7. So insecure. Yo, laugh that one off with me, man. Stop fronting. All right. Everybody got a self-help book. You either reading it, writing it, doing a podcast, watching the podcast. All right. Because of those other 19 that we just talked about. See, I told you, you can't run. So, insecurities or feeling of being lost without taking real action. So, makes it go full circle. I got to the point, was thinking about trying to get some people together, myself together, to buy something like Tiller, Oregon. Said we were going to need missiles and tanks and our own fighter jets, and then said, damn, I got to take this. Even if I do that, I'm not taking real action on the real problem, which means instead of running from the United States and go over here calling it America, we got to conquer the United States and put the American flag back on the land. The shocking stat of the self-help books is that the business model that we talked about earlier with social media, which involves collecting and selling user data for targeted advertising, further makes the issue a problem. So they've collected all the information on you. They weaponize you against you, United States citizens. So they know how to weaponize you against us Americans. They know how to weaponize you against us small business owners so that you shop at Walmart instead of supporting your neighbor. So what we need to do is we need to retool you. That's what the self-help books are for. That's what the podcasts are for. So this drives the consumption of self-help books as people seek solutions to their insecurities and feelings of being lost. But you got to realize that you lost first. Right? Look, I'm trying to figure this out here. Give me a second. There we go. So you gotta realize that you lost. And when you run to any of these 20 things, you gotta realize that you still lost. Okay? We have to do a massive overhaul of our emotional intelligence and our mental health awareness. And this is why 98% of the population thinks that me and you, there's something wrong with us. Because they haven't got to that point yet where they realize they're lost so that they can find themselves. And we are not to blame them. I want you to take this as an order. Do not blame them. Treat them as a patient. They're your patient. They're suffering from mental illness and emotional unawareness. Don't create a codependency, but help them the best you can, because we still need to reach critical mass. The more of them that they are, the more that will be weaponized against us, which is not the issue. The issue is what the problem was with the Civil War. Is you had brother fighting brother on the opposite sides. You had cousin fighting cousin to the bloody death on opposite sides. If it gets to this point, that will be repeated. So we have to heal them before we have to defend ourselves with missiles, tanks, and jet fighters from the skyscraper headquarters for America to survive. It's a silent war, people. You didn't know you was a soldier. You better salute and bear. All right. What we got here? Let's get the question on here one more time. What's one thing you bought recently that made you feel great in the moment, but later made you realize you were trying to escape from something deeper? I mean, put that in your workbooks if you don't want to share it with us. Live. Otherwise, for everybody, subscribe, like, comment, share. This is our numbers from as of last week. We got 21.4% female audience, 78.6% male audience, 31.8% subscribe with a misspelling in it. So they right, and then 68.2% with the right. They not subscribed. So let's get some more subscribed people. I appreciate y'all watching. Come on over and be subscribed. You can pledge your affiliation. You can pledge your allegiance. It's okay. This is America. All right, ladies, bring your girl. Fellas, bring your woman. Let's get the women up here, balance some energy. Right. If you really like what I'm doing for you guys, and you want to make sure I can keep this channel alive for you as long as possible, you know how the deal go, man. That's the Cash App right there. It's YNet7. $1, $100. Who the fuck is 50 cents, right? So throw me some love. Share, like, subscribe. Pasha Paroh, thank you for tuning. Enjoy.